and the communities you serve. It will provide a proven, safe and cost-effective way of recovering energy from South London's residual waste. It will dramatically reduce the waste being sent to landfill, which is both better for the environment and will deliver major savings for local councils, businesses and residents. It will provide new jobs, both in construction and in operation. We are committed to working with local communities to improve the local environment and address any concerns. I therefore commend the recommendation before you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions for Mr. Ryan, please? Members. Councillor Allen.
The facility is to produce 26 megawatts. Is that per hour or per day?
That's 26 megawatts. It's measured in megawatt hours. So if you multiply that by the amount of hours the facility is running, that gives you the megawatt hours.
So any 1 hour, it produces 26 megawatts. The current rate for a megawatt is currently what, £50?
Sorry, could you say that again?
The current price of a megawatt of electricity is £50.
It depends. Prices for energy are massively different.
Well, they're fluctuating. At the moment, we're VDF, we're negotiating with the government to double the rate from £50 to £100. If your site is producing 26 megawatts per hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're looking at an income of 11.4 million just on producing electricity.
I'm happy to take those numbers. That's fine. But we are producing an income from electricity, and
if the price of electricity goes up over the next 25 years to as much as £100 per megawatt, then we're looking at you producing somewhere in the region of £23 million per year coming out of that site. So it's a very valuable asset for you.
It's a very valuable asset for
South
London. Can I answer the question? It's for the South London Waste Partnership. Essentially, a very simple way of looking at it is to say that the energy revenue supports and pays for the capital of the project, and within the contract there are potential for sharing. Well, there is actual sharing of any upside in electricity revenue with the South London Waste Partnership.
You also mentioned about recycling going up to as much as 50%. At the moment, recycling waste goes into Beddington and gets loaded there into trucks, which are then taken to another Viridor facility, which is at Crayford.
That's correct.
For which the council pays you, what, £10 per tonne to load it into a truck, and then about £1.50 per mile per tonne to take it to Crayford?
I'm not familiar with those prices. We have somebody here who might be able to confirm that.
So if the amount of recycling increase, it's a win situation for you as well, in that you're going to get more money. It's also going to create more trucks moving out of the site, but also it's going to leave you with a shortfall for the waste which you need to produce this 26 megawatts, so you're going to have to import more waste to keep the output up. Would that be a fair assessment of the proposal?
No. We have a contract which we competitively bid for recycling. I'm sorry. We have a recycling contract which we competitively bid for, and that will be subject to further competition in due course. As far as the projections go for the South London Waste Partnership, the facility is very much designed on the basis of the requirements for the South London Waste Partnership's central forecast. That forecast could be higher than is currently projected by around about 10%. I know that number was used a little bit earlier in some of the discussions. But this facility has the flexibility to deal with increased waste flows from the South London Waste Partnership. And that's its primary purpose.
I think we've already said that there's not going to be an increase coming from the South London Waste Partnership. It's more likely that it's going to reduce, and therefore you're going to have to import more waste from elsewhere. The level
of recycling that the South London Waste Partnership are seeking to achieve of 50% has been factored in to the forecasts regarding the size of this facility. And so we're fully expecting those forecasts to be met, and therefore we are not expecting a shortfall over and above what we've said in our application.
I think you started out by saying that we were producing 400,000 tonnes a year in total. If it drops down to 50% of that's recycled, then it's only 200,000 tonnes. Therefore, you've got to be bringing in at least 75 to 100,000 tonnes from elsewhere.
Within the 4 boroughs, there are approximately 960,000 tonnes of waste, which need management. Some of that material will inevitably be processed in the energy recovery facility. Yes, the difference between the South London Waste Partnership forecast, the 400,000 tonnes, and the 960,000 tonnes, is the commercial industrial waste that is arising within the 4 boroughs.